evening, everyone. Welcome to TMA Sunday Night Live. This is the Pidge, and I'm joined by the Moob Deano.
Hey, I'm here, people.
And Deano, a young man. Right, okay, get your messages in, get your calls in, TMA live at outlook.com. We'll read out as many as we can. We've got a few things to talk about. First thing is international parentage. We'll obviously get on to loads of Watford stuff, and we'll get your as much opinions from you guys as we possibly can. Okay, so boys, right, I'll throw the first one in. Like I say, international parentage. Deano put through a decent, really good one up about the allegiances, like I say, the Diego Costa sort of situation, stuff like that. Where do you draw the line where it becomes, say for instance, if I was an international, I was a footballer who wanted to play international football, and I was born in England, but say my grandparents were German. Is that the line, or is it stops with the parents, or what do you?
Stops with the grandparents.
Yeah.
You can't go further back. You can't. Yeah. By the way, very good evening, everyone. I am here. My voice has partly recovered, partly, still not fully. Not happy. Yeah, I would say it has to be, as far as the grandparents. You can't use an auntie and an uncle.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you just can't. Unless they're physically related to the mum and the dad, then you've got a bit of technicality. But as far as I'm concerned, it stops at the grandparents.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't go any further than that.
Pretty much, yeah. Or the auntie's dog, wherever that comes from.
Yeah.
Or was it Spaceballs, whether it's a dog's father's former roommate or something?
Brazil,
like
so
exactly.
From Brazil, yeah. who lives in Colombia.
Prove it, got the passport.
The one that thing was, remember Owen Hargreaves? How many?
Yeah.
Canada, wasn't it? Canada,
Yeah.
Germany.
It was Canada, Germany, and
South Africa.
yeah.
England. Angleterre.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's got to be the parents, isn't it?
Look how many Irish players. But like Jamie Carragher's from the Wirral. And he played for Ireland. Tony Cascarino was adopted. He wasn't even Irish. And he was their leading goal scorer, you know.
I don't believe half of them anyway that play for this.
It's too crazy.
It is.
Yeah. I can understand if you've got a split nationality, say like you're born in Wales, but you were raised in England.
Yeah, I can understand. You got a right for that one. Yeah, you can
that's acceptable. But having everyone saying, "Oh, like you just said, Owen Hargreaves, oh, I've got a choice of these 4 countries. What one shall I go and represent?" Well, rocket science, mate. Whichever one. Well, I'll tell you what. Go and represent the country that the league you're playing in, mate.
What's Januzaj? He was going to go to Kazakhstan or some. No, it wasn't Kazakh. But then we said, "Hang on, mate. You could go for Belgium."
Yeah.
Seriously, why would you want to go for them when you're Belgium?
Because you knew he was that rubbish, he wasn't going to get a game.
Yeah. But it's not the Ryan Giggs thing. The myth that he turned us down, he didn't at all. He was never going to play for England anyway. He said from the start. Yeah, he says, like his dad's was his mum Welsh or his dad.
His mum was Welsh.
His mum was Welsh. He just said, "Look, I ain't gonna play for England." He said, "I'm always Welsh." So he never snubbed us.
Never going to play in the World
Cup.
Yeah,
that's it. That's him got screwed then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's ridiculous. Look at the England rugby team. How many different countries we've got in that? We've got Samoans playing, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, you've got Samoa. Yeah, that's a bit silly.
It's in every country, it ain't just us, but it's ridiculous.
You've even got in the cricket team. Most of the lads are South African.
Well, most of them were, weren't they? Yeah, Strauss, Peterson, most of the best players.
Well, I'll ask you this as well, while we're on this subject. I'll ask you guys as well. What is the weirdest... if you can remember, is there any ones that you knew that could have played for us and they tried to get? I know I can ask you one, and it's Carlo Cudicini at one stage. They were trying to get him.
Oh, well, another one is a former Hornet goalkeeper, and that was Manuel Almunia. Because he actually said, he was quoted as saying in a paper that he wanted to change nationality and represent England. And the FA turned around and said, no. In no uncertain terms, because he knew he wasn't going to get games for Spain.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous, though, isn't it? You can't.
Jesus.
Disgrace.
Yeah. It's a disgrace, people. It's a disgrace.
It's a shame they haven't got a rule what country you play and you've got to play for.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you have to. I believe you have to do that.
Have a great team, wouldn't we, Aguero?
That would be great. I love
Silva, De Bruyne have half the City team in our English sport.
So Rav Cook has just mentioned, if I was born in Southall, would I play for India? I know exactly where he's coming from on that because I've been to Southall a few times, and yes, I think you would qualify.
Yes.
I think yes. I would actually go for a yes.
Come play for India. Yeah.
Come play for India, sod it. Might as well. I mean, you might as well play cricket for them because they're pretty decent at cricket, aren't they? So.
Exactly, they are. They're some of one of the world's best.
Yeah.
So that's where I draw the line in it. I say
It has to be
parents, grandparents, no more.
Yeah.
So you can't go over third generation cousins. Impossible.
No, definitely not. I don't think either.
So,
I reckon they make it up half the time anyway.
probably
I don't know how, they just do. Yeah, I can play for Spain or something. Sorry.
Yeah, while you're here.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, can you sign this? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's it. Here you go, it's 200 grand. Yeah, thanks,
Right. Okay, that's that international thing out of the way, because
Yeah.
we're actually approaching soon enough. We will be approaching another game, but I'll go on that in a minute, thank God. Gracia and his long-term plans. I know Jacob has gone on to the Hornet Hive. I know Hornet Hive do a radio show between 7 and 8 before.
Yeah, I didn't tune in tonight.
No, they 7 to 8 guys, and the link is always on the forum, so check out that. And there's loads of the Hornet boys on there, 7 to 8, and the link for the radio site is on there as well, boys. So that's a shout out to those guys. But I know they were saying something similar about this, but they said, would he stay to the end of the season? I'm saying, what's his long-term plans?
Yeah.
Rather than completely copying their question, because they've talked about it at length anyway, and on the show, the radio show just recently. But yeah, his long-term plans. How do you see us playing going forward?
Say Europe.
Yeah.
Europe's
Well, next season, how do you think we're going to play like as well? 4-4-2 or something like that, you know.
I think first of all we've got to look at is, yes, he's doing a great job at the minute, but the problem is, are the Pozzos going to pull this out of the bag again and say he's not staying beyond the end of the season?
Why give him an 18-month contract then?
Yeah, because it's the Pozzos. They're very clever. They're business.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll give him that.
So I think we have to. I personally would wait till the end of the season to hear what they're going to do. I'm sure he's staying. He seems happy here. The players are a lot happier. Yeah, we're playing some good football again, like we were sort of doing under somebody at the start of the season. Somebody's name I can't mention. Yeah, but I think next season, providing Gracia is here, and he has been allowed to go and get players in that he wants to bring in,
yeah,
and get his style of football down and drilled into the players, then I can't see why we can't jump a few more places.
No, it's good.
And really start messing it, and give the likes of, you know, Everton a wake up call and say, look, you can spend all this money, you can have your billionaire owners, but we will fight you tooth and nail on the pitch. Play whoever you want, we'll still stand up to you. And I think a lot of the other teams have had to realise that this season, that they thought, oh yeah, we'll just turn up and beat Watford. Sorry lads, you've got that one completely wrong.
Well, first season in the Premier League we showed that as well.
Yeah.
We're not little Watford anymore. We're there to actually not make up the numbers, there to try and compete.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've tried to do it to a certain degree over the last 3 seasons.
Oh, we have, without a doubt, and we have competed. You know, we have stood our ground, and we've stood up to the big guns, and we've given them games. And I think next season, I think I said this on Thursday. I said if they get the signings right, and some of the other players leave, we still, you know, we did throw this out on Thursday.
Some are going to have to go.
1 or 2 will probably have to go to make way for some new faces.
Yeah.
But providing those new faces bring something to the team and actually help us push on, then it's probable we could go and get Crash Europe.
Who did we say earlier? Who did I say to buy? Mawson, and who's the other centre back?
It was Dunk.
Was it
Michael Keane.
Dunk, wasn't it? It was Dunk.
Dunk.
We like Dunk.
Dunk.
Keane was one. Yeah, Dunk of Brighton was his name.
Oh yeah, Lewis Dunk. Centre back.
No, it wasn't. It was Lascelles from Newcastle.
That's what we're talking about. 15 million.
I'd love to have him and Mawson.
Yeah.
Definitely Lascelles. And I'll give him the captain's armband. Sorry, just give him him or Decoy. under 21 international, possibly pushing England,
They're
another English player in a match.
Getting rid of
Centre
Smalling
corner.
United as well.
Smalling's hit and miss as well.
Yeah, but they're all.
Look at. I would
Unless
say
he doesn't get injured.
I would say, look at the Everton effect under Moyes. I know Moyes hasn't been very popular after his spell, but look what he did to. I mean, Gibson looked a good player. Neville certainly looked a good player at Everton when he came. You know, he's got an reputation. Tim Howard. I mean, if we take influence from that sort of example, we bring in someone like Chris Smalling, maybe. Look at Lacazette, how rubbish he's doing at Arsenal at the moment.
Yeah.
And before that, I mean, God, blimey, how many clubs would have wanted him?
Yeah,
exactly.
Well,
Everyone was queuing up for him at one
point. If Smalling came to us, it's a little drop down. There's less pressure. At United, I mean, it's just different worlds in terms of pressure. You'd think it not being disrespectful for us, but,
no, but yeah,
you know, you dropping down. There's not as much pressure. And look how well, cleverly, injuries aside, has thrived since he's left Everton and United.
Exactly.
The pressure has dropped down, and he's been able to enjoy it. Maybe Smalling.
He's really injured, though. He's really injured as well.
Yeah. I'd have Lascelles. I think he's cool.
I would.
I would definitely.
The thing with Garcia, what worries me, he should be worried about. What if we get no away goals and no away wins by the time this season's over? Will they look at that? What's the point in having a team that's going to win at home?
Goal scoring thing that's worrying me away.
We haven't even looked like winning.
I think,
if he does get any points before this season, I would be worried. Why have he?
I see where you're coming from on that. But for me, I think the Pozzos have made it clear. Keep us up. Keep them up.
Yeah.
Let's play how we play. And you know, if we can't get anything on the road, then we go gung ho for the home games.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, as they always say, you know, it's always important in the league to win your home games,
which we're doing.
Which we are
doing. To be fair.
So I think, I understand what you're saying. Yes, it is a concern that we've not scored, but you know, when we've played away, we have created the chances to score. We've just not been taking them. At Arsenal, we were guilty of not taking the chances.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad performance at Arsenal, to be fair. It was pretty good.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We were proper knocking on the door, but we just couldn't get that ball across the line.
No.
And on another day, we would have got the ball across the line 2 or 3 times. So, yeah, for now, I'm not too concerned by it. But if next season
carries on,
if next season it happens, then you might have to hit the panic button.
You will,
because it's then you're thinking, hang on, you've had the whole summer and since January to sort this out, and you brought some players in who you wanted. Why are we still not scoring away from home?
Yeah, true.
So, you know, I look at it like that as well. So, but yeah, I'm not. But you know, I'm not too concerned yet.
Not yet. Next season it'll be.
Saying that, we have had technically the last 2 away games have been 2 tough ones, Scousers and Arsenal. When we're not really meant to get anything from it.
If they want Europe next year, you've got to pick up some points out of one of them games.
Yeah, exactly. And
the Arsenal game, as much as people say, "Oh, we weren't expected to win that game," a lot of us, including myself, were confident we could got a win out of that. I mean, Arsenal. I mean, there was a mixture of poor finishing, bad defending. Once again, that's cost us in that game because they were rich pickings.
And I think the other thing with the Arsenal game was the Arsenal players actually looked up for it.
Oh God,
because of what happened before. You know, from the kickoff, Aguiman was hunting down the ball.
Yeah,
he hunted it down. They could have scored after 15 seconds.
Yeah,
you know. It's not 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Yeah.
So
no, we definitely.
I think way going forward as well. I think one Delafeu is looking. Because those are reports and everything. Until it happens, it's not concrete and all this stuff. The reports coming out of Spain every week now from different sources, not just one.
It's
like
different.
90-minute football and all this sort of stuff, where people say, "Oh no, it's an outside source. You can't really believe it." But they're saying that because they're after Griezmann. They have to sell some players, and they're more than welcome to sell him for 12-13 million over to us. We're more than happy to take him.
Well, this is the thing, because Barcelona are sort of we're in a predicament because Barcelona want Deulofeu to sign a new deal to bump up his transfer fee, but Deulofeu knows that his days at Barcelona are numbered, and he's sort of saying to them, if I ain't staying, I ain't signing.
No.
And Barcelona are suddenly starting to think, hang on, we've got a problem. So, yeah, I really am going to be keeping a very close eye.
He's probably worried a bit about being overpriced, and he did.
I think
that's why he don't want to sign the contract.
That's the thing.
No, because then if they say to him, look, you haven't got a future, then he feels like he's screwed basically, because he sort of thinks, well, hang on a moment, I'm stuck here. I'll just sign a new deal.
Yeah, and the only thing he'll be able to do is he'll have to go out on loan.
Yeah.
Loan until that transfer fee just works its way back down.
Yeah.
And gets to a price where people want to pay it. But the only problem is, if you do that like 2 years' time, he's 2 years older.
Yep.
Is
he worth that money? That's what you have to look at. So, yeah, fingers crossed we could get him.
Well, Stuart Higgins has said
I've just seen this.
About Gray. He bangs on about every week, is he still a quality striker? I still say he is. It just hasn't worked out for him.
I get slaughtered by you all.
Yeah, I would say, yes, I agree with you. He is a quality striker. You can't be a bad striker when you score goals for fun at Brentford. You scored goals for fun at Burnley. And he did a decent job last season at Burnley as well, by all accounts. He's not. Problem is, though, when we played under Silva, he played as a lone striker because that's how Silva likes to play things, with advancing wingers and one up front primarily. And he's not a guy that can play up top on his own.
No.
I still want to see him play up front with Deano, and let's see how he does after 2 or 3 games. Give him 2 or 3 games and say, right, we're not going to drop you. You've got 2 or 3 games to work with Deano on this. Let's see how you get on, and then have an opinion on him.
Well, I think the other thing is, and I'll go back to one of our away games of late, Newcastle United back in November. That day, Andre Gray should have had 4 at least. 4 goals, and he only scored 1.
The toughest one.
The toughest one of all. He had 3 clear gilt-edged chances that anyone else would have just smashed in the back of the net. So, yeah, I think, 1, his confidence has gone. 2, managers have lost faith in him. And thirdly, I think the biggest one of all, he can't live up to the reputation of the price tag. Because 18.5 million, no. That was too much, and we got mugged. Burnley rubbed their hands all day long when we said we'll give you 18.5 million.
You know what started all that was Neymar.
Yeah.
The transfer of Neymar started that panic buying where people was paying out ridiculous fees for players that, in tune with the fee, are average. And Gray, for that fee, is average.
Yeah.
He's not an £80 million player.
He's not. That's what I'm saying. He's not.
But Chris Wood's not a £15 million player, and they spent $15 million on Chris Wood. He's not Alan Shearer. I'm sorry, but I rate that alongside the Alan Shearer.
He's probably more of a better goal scorer than Gray, and he gets a lot more in there. He looks like he
problem is, though, Gray's done it in the Premier League over at least 1 season. Yeah. Chris Wood hasn't done it over a season yet.
No,
Gray actually did it, to be fair on Gray. Chris Wood did it over a period and scored a lot of goals, to be fair, in the Championship.
Yeah.
It's Scott Hogan. Look at Ross McCormack. Why do you think he never gets a Premier League job? And he just proves he can't do it anymore.
No,
and he can only score goals and things. That's why he plays for Scotland. Go on.
Yeah, no, just looking at some of the comments.
Go on.
Hello to Bjorn for tuning in. Les is on. My mate Steve Harper's in. Woody is on. Saray of Cook. Gray needs game time, otherwise he'll end up a statistic. Watford Woody, we were offered 30 million for Deano and he's done bugger all. Don't forget, Woody, Deano has been suspended most of this season. Let's be honest, he has been suspended.
Deano's a legend forevermore. Drives a Lambo and he always scores. Leicester tried to take him away, but he said, "Fuck off, I want to stay." Exactly. That is the fact. That is the facts.
And also, I know, There's
That as well.
You just can't sell Deanie.
no.
You can. You just accept the bid and
Yeah,
then off he goes, mate.
Just can't sell it. We can't sell him.
Oh, Bjorn's just popping in. And, he's on.
Breaking the coffee table there.
We're just destroying the set. Don't worry, guys. Auto glass are being called. Where was I? Yeah, Bjorn's just popping in and out because he's got family over from the Germany. Hello,
the Germans.
Bjorn, don't turn off, mate. Keep it on and tell them to come and watch.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Oh, yes.
What is your name?
Good German.
It's multilingual here.
Yeah. By the way, guys, we're not doing only fools and horses tonight.
No, you plonkers, you bunch of plonkers.
All 40 towns.
You started it.
Oh God, they're all getting in on it now. Survey of Cook, matron. Yes, Bjorn's going to keep it on. Hey! Well done, son. Well done.
And Survey of Cook is on the phone as well.
Oh, we're about to have Survey of Cook.
Right, let's get Survey of Cook. Right, sorry, Ray.
German.
I think it could be a German. It's Ray, so we really don't know that.
Sting, mate.
All right, mate. Hang on. Let's get your thing. It's with the. Trying to get the sound on. Can you hear us, Ray? Hang on. We're trying to get the audio up. I can't get the audio. Hang on. Oh, there we go. It's on. Yeah, I can hear you now, mate. Evening.
Good evening, all.
Hey, hello, mate.
Hello, Ray.
All right, Moobsy?
Yeah, not bad, mate. How are you?
See, you got your beer in front of you. Where's mine?
I've been laying off that stuff today, mate. I had too much last night.
You're looking proper dapper, mate. Proper gangster now.
I am looking at gangster.
But I'll see you Thursday as well, because we have got Sir Ray and we've got Mick as well on the same.
Oh, yeah, we've been substituted because we've got to go and play football.
It's the three amigos.
Woody Pegleg.
Woody Pegleg.
Mr. Woody Pegleg to you.
Oh, he's a good old boy. Just he's got OGS, I'm afraid.
OGS.
GPS.
Holgate syndrome.
Bless him. He only got diagnosed on Wednesday.
Yeah, he told me that he's going senile. That's why he's gone to Egypt.
Kind of Egypt. More like an Egyptian.
You just took that one off me, mate. Oh, man.
Yeah, I got a scalp the other day. I thought I'd have a Mahika, but it went all wrong.
That's the way it is, mate. You know, it takes ages to look this good, mate. Just if you said to the barber, "Can I have a Pidge?" then he'll cut it for you.
Yeah.
You'll probably get my live pigeon look with the white bits in the middle.
Yeah, he'll just put his finger up to you and say, "Yeah, all right, everyone's a comedian." Right, next 4 games, mate. I'll shout this out for you. We've got Bournemouth, Burnley, Huddersfield, then Palace. How many points out of the next 4 games? 9, yeah. I'll go for 9.
Does it go again? Palace.
We've got Palace in the last of the 4. We've got Bournemouth on Saturday, then Burnley the following Saturday, then we've got Huddersfield away, then we've got Palace at home. So we've got 3 home games out of 4.
I'm going to say 10.
10.
One of them will be a draw.
6.
9.
Do you know what?
What?
Maybe I overread that. It should be 10 because I could see us getting a result at Huddersfield. The only draw would be against Burnley. The rest would be wins.
Oh, I'd love to see 10 points. I really would. You're all going to be pitch predictors, mate. 2-1s.
All 2-1s.
They're all 2-1s, mate. Good times.
First game then. The first game against Bournemouth this coming Saturday.
Yep.
What do you reckon the score's going to be?
2-1. I'm going to go 2-1. On it.
Well, yeah. Well, I can actually see that. I can actually see the 2-1 happening because we know Bournemouth. This is open to everyone as well. Yeah. We know Bournemouth are going to come all guns blazing at us like they always do because it's never a quiet game with us and them. There's always something there. Yeah. And we saw it last season
Predictions
as well.
for Bournemouth coming up. Shout your predictions out.
1-0.
3-1 because Harry Arter's not going to be fit, I don't think.
Oh yes, that's a good shout. Actually, yeah.
But mind you, they're saying that they've now got Josh King backfiring the phone
on the pitch.
Yeah, on the pitch. The problem is now Bournemouth are starting to get goals from all over the place. You know, was it their right back scored a belter the other week? I think it was like a 30-yarder.
They got Lewis. Is it Cookie?
No, they've got both.
Or Cookie.
Yeah.
We've got the latter Cookie as an England international now, isn't he?
Yeah, there's Steve Cook and Lewis Cook. You know.
Ray Cook.
Yeah.
I think my international days are over, boys. I think I'll be end up as a mascot or something stupid like that.
Well, at least you're still involved with the team, mate. That's the main thing, isn't it?
There you go.
That's it, mate.
You could have played for the Dutch, how crap they were.
Yeah, so
Anyone?
yeah. Any international team will do. We'll play for Gibraltar if they ask him. Of course I would. Right, yeah, we need these predictions, lads. I'm going. If you want to do the Pidge Predictor 2-1, just put Pidge Predictor if it's going to be 2-1. All right, boys.
Well, I was going to say,
Go on, sorry.
Bjorn's agreeing with me and Ray with 10 points from the 4 games.
Yeah.
Believes we're going to win 2-0 against Bournemouth. Watford Woody's gone for 1-1. Stuart's going 1-0. That's about it. Oh, and also just a quick one, guys. We're actually live over in Kenya because 2 of the lads are on holiday out there. So, Clint and Acid, a very good evening to you, boys. And I've heard Acid is not behaving, so for that you can stay out there until you actually behave.
Yes, in Kenya right now.
Yes.
So good. So far, it's so good.
Yeah.
Right. Next question. Burnley at home the following game. I've put down 1-1.
Yeah, that's quite a good shout.
That's a good shout as well because
they're tough.
Yeah. Two of mine are pitch predictions. The Bournemouth and Palace ones are going to be 2-1. I'm going to go 1-0 against. I'm going to go 1-0 against Burnley, and I'm going to go 1-0 against Huddersfield. So actually 10 points. I will actually change that. I'll go 10 points because of what I've done that. If it's going to get 10 points, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
2-1, 1-0, 1-0, 2-1.
Yeah, I think Crystal Palace. Yes. Sorry, mate.
Stuff them good and proper.
Oh, well, I'd love to beat him 5-0.
I could see
Palace.
Oh, Palace.
I could see that happening with the way they're carrying on at the minute.
Hopefully.
I really could see that happening because by then we should have a couple more. I know I keep saying it every week, guys.
We should have.
We should have some more injured players back by then.
Dustcart should be fit by then as well.
Yeah, I think he will be. I think
What you're
Bjorn.
going to look at is Palace have got Liverpool at home next week. Now they're on free fall at the moment, Palace, and they need to get a result. They need a result. I can't see against the Liverpool side that's firing on all cylinders at the moment, getting anything other than getting stuffed 2 or 3-0 at home.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think I agree with that. So Ray, I reckon.
Yeah,
pretty spot on there.
They beat Chelsea though when you didn't think.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Though we didn't expect them to beat Chelsea. They turned up.
exactly.
If Zaha's there, they've got a chance to beat him. If Zaha don't turn up and he's not there,
He's always our pain in the arse, isn't he? Zaha?
Seems
He
to
always
tear us a
plays.
new
Yeah,
one,
he
doesn't
does.
every time.
Always gets a cheating penalty and all.
Well, if salad dressing scores again, then see him get another hat-trick.
Yes, that would be. I think.
Yes.
Right, your question about the international.
Yeah. How many international teams could you play for, Ray?
I've got a bit of jock in me.
I bet you have.
Yeah, I've got a bit of Swiss German in me because from a great grandparents.
Right.
So I could end up being a Swiss roll, couldn't I?
Hey,
Or Gordon Strachan.
yeah,
Same thing, isn't it?
yeah, pretty
About
much.
as useful as each other, aren't they?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
No, but honestly, mate, where do you draw the line with international parentage? Would you just stick with the parents, or would you go back, say, great grandparents, grandparents?
Keep it to grandparents. I think that's the limit.
Yeah.
It goes on beyond that. It's going to be stupid. You can be having somebody that said, "Oh yeah, I fought in the Crimea War" or something. Germans or something. Well, that'd be stupid. You know, my grandparents fought for the Germans, so I qualify as a German. And you're born in England.
Yeah, that's true. Well, like I said to you, the one I had, Jason McAteer, who's a bleeding from the Wirral, and he suddenly turns up for Ireland. It's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
I think his granddad threw up in an Irish pub or something, you know.
Yeah. Went down in folklore.
Yeah, he had a few drinks of Guinness or something, so it qualifies him as Irish. I think that's what I think I should, but I'm definitely qualified for Ireland because I love Guinness. I hate the crisps, so I'm thinking of even joining for the Euro.
If he's drinking, Jesus Christ.
Moobs can qualify for several countries.
French, Germany, Spain.
Not France.
Cronenberg.
France.
I don't like that stuff.
I
Can't stand it.
I could qualify for France because I have speckled hen. So that would put me on the badge of the French emblem, wouldn't it?
Good mate, you can go up front with Mbappe.
Yeah, keep up with him.
Yeah, he can do all the dirty work. It'd be like the Dini role, wouldn't it? Just hold the ball up and let Mbappe run onto it. He can do flick-ons now with his haircut. He just skims off his hair now.
No, I'm Inspector Clouseau with that, just need the moustache now.
My one's like a sail. You know, I put it up and it just lets me go faster.
You've got a flag at the back, mate. There's a flag sticking out the back.
Well, at least you can pinpoint me out in a long ball, mate. I tell you. I might pop it, but you know.
You can beat me out as a bollard in the middle of a road because obviously paint a little bit yellow on top. No problem at all.
What a load of bollards, eh?
So, what do you think our chances are of signing this so-called Brazilian that we're after? As a three cap, is a defensive midfield player. I can't remember his name now.
No, but I think West Brom are after him as well, so we should be able to sign him.
Well, yeah, I think there's a very good chance because they're going down.
He's pretty much signed for us then, isn't he? Yeah. I think we've got. If it all comes true, and I mean, if he's a decent prospect, and he's another youngster, then
yeah, why not?
Why not? But I've said we should go after Lascelles from Newcastle and make sure we get Delafeu on permanent.
Well, yes, that's what I like to see.
Get another English centre back.
Yes, and I think what you said about Mawson coming in.
Mawson's quality.
If we could sign him, I think that would be a fantastic signing.
Or even Dunk from Brighton.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dunk, yeah.
I'll tell you the other one we could probably get cheap is the guy from Bristol City.
Oh, yeah, what's his name?
He's awesome. That centre-back, he's about 28 years old. I keep forgetting who they think. The centre-back from Bristol City is absolutely immense. Goal-scoring centre-back.
Which one? Hunt, was it? The tall one.
The really tall one. I think he's captain now. I think.
He was superb against City.
He was immense against City. He's another one I think that it'd be fantastic signing for us if we get him. It'd be another one.
I think we need somebody that. All right, we've got captain. We've got Dean as captain, but to be fair, you need somebody at the back who's got a bit of authority.
Yes.
To defend properly.
Honestly, like we had a couple of weeks ago, we need someone like David Ellsworth. A player like a David Ellsworth. So we need a David Ellsworth that's just shouter and like Deanie is hard as nails and just runs that team. We need the spine. We need to make sure this spine is solid. Every great team is built from a really strong spine.
Yeah. I think
if you've got your back four with a general there, and then dictates the midfield and the sweeper at the back who comes forward from time to time, then you've got something good and strong to work with. Yeah,
because the generals really kick in when the backs are against the wall, and you need people to pick you up when you really are under the cosh. That's when the generals really kick in, then, don't they?
Yeah, we haven't really seen that for quite a while.
Well, yeah, I think I was going to say. Sorry, I think we're all saying about the leaders. I think this is why Kabul was in the team so much early on, because. I'm going to say his name. Silva saw him as the leader because he'd been captain at Tottenham, he'd been captain at Portsmouth.
And it's proven,
and he was proven that he could do the job. Now I know we've lost him to injury, which is unfortunate, and he was meant to be back in training. Where the hell's he gone? I do not know. He's probably gone back to France. But yeah, I believe we do need someone like that It sort of makes me wonder if they're going to get him fit. Are they going to be able to get him back in the team?
Yeah.
And if so, is he going to be able to last 90 minutes without pulling another hamstring?
No.
That is the question, isn't it? I think I agree with him. We basically need a general, at least one general at the back.
Yeah.
Because we'll get this Dolberg coming in, no doubt, in pre-season. This kid is quality. We need someone to nurture him along. If Gomez is not going to get him back in the side, I'm not tempting fate or anything. We need someone to nurture Dolberg. And what better is to get someone like a Holdsworthy sort of player, like a Lascelles, or something like that. He's captain of Newcastle. He's an authority figure, or will eventually become even bigger authority figure. A player like that who can nurture these players. And like I say, we need someone to work alongside Max. You've got two solid centre backs there that could just start.
This is why I'm saying it about Cabal, because Cabal is that leader. He can lead the line. You know, he doesn't mess around with it. He leads it, and he'll tell someone if they're doing something.
He just needs to be fit.
We just need to keep him fit.
Yeah.
But
Moobs, the problem we've got at the moment, and I say this in wholeheartedness, we've got no Casabelli, we've got no Cabal, we've lost out on a settled defence really, because it hasn't really settled together properly. Only in little chunks, you know. You've got sort of Mariappa doing all right, but the players that are coming in, you know, in various positions aren't 100%, as you know. Yeah, Matt has his day, and then he doesn't have a good day, and then obviously we're coming back with what's his name? Kiko.
Yeah.
Kiko was sort of only 75% fit the last game. We're hoping that a fully fit Kiko will be a dangerous player to have in the side. We can only see what happens, obviously, but it's a bit, in a way, disheartening in the sense that, you know, we can't seem to get a consistent back four together, and obviously the midfield's under a lot of pressure because of Decore taking on an awful lot more work, cleverly being etc.
Yeah, it's a good point, mate. Yeah. I think that's what we've got to look at, especially at the end of the season, is, right, okay, so if Cabal's not going to make it, as much as we want to keep him because of that generalness, like you're saying, we've got to move, I said we've got to shift him on alongside Britos. And this is nothing to do with Liverpool. I'm not doing it because of Liverpool. Cabal and Britos have got to go at the end of the season. And we've got to get another general and at least one more English centre-back. Someone that just nuts and bolts, like, not saying we'll afford Johnny Evans, a Johnny Evans type player who nuts and bolts of defending, just gets the ball rid and just gets rid of the danger. We need players like that, who one or two players at the back that just do the simple things, not try and mess about with it too much, just get rid of it and let the skillful players deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we need to do. Yes, that's it. Because the best players, like even the Adamses and players like that back in the past, you know, they got rid of the ball. Okay, sometimes they played it. They gave, or what they did is the common influence. They either launched it into Rosette or gave it to a player that could do anything. They just got rid of it and led the line as a general. We're not saying we're going to sign an Adams of that ilk or anything, but going along the principles of that, we need someone who basically organises and doesn't, and most importantly, doesn't get injured.
Adams was a no-nonsense player, and he scored from set pieces from time to time.
Yeah.
He was a very good leader at the back. He was a good talker, and that's what you need in every team.
And it's a fantastic brain on him. That was the one thing. He wasn't the quickest guy, was he? But he just knew how to defend. And he did, like I say, he did the nuts and bolts of defending. He just did what he was. He did what he said on the tin, was defend.
Yeah, definitely.
Not try and play like 5-6 passes around our 18-yard box. Just if we have to lump it, just lump it. Yeah. Then if we have to play it to someone who could pass it to someone who can play it. You know, just a short one if you have to, but not all the time. Just launch it. If we see we're under pressure, just get rid of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, no messing about outside the box with the ball. I'm sick of seeing that. It doesn't do any confidence to the goalkeeper either.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, guys. Well, I'm looking forward to coming on the show on Thursday.
Yeah, it would be lovely to have you, mate. The final Thursday, mate.
Yeah. on Thursday. Yeah, got some ideas. Maybe we can bring into play on
mate.
Thursday.
Yeah, definitely, mate. If it rolls on to Tuesdays, mate, I'll be well happy with that. Definitely.
I'll try and get hold of you on Tuesday when I'm over in that lovely place.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, you lucky
mate.
son.
Yeah, you have fun, mate.
I'll think of you when I'm at my steak.
Yeah, you will, mate. The steaks.
Yeah, thanks. Keep rubbing it in.
The steaks are 2 away there, mate. See you later, mate. Go on, sorry, go on. And it's goodbye from him. See you later, mate. See you Thursday.
Bye-bye.
He's gone. Right, get rid.
Right. Huge thank you to Sir Ray of Cook there for joining us live on the Skype, guys. Remember, if you want to phone in on the Skype at TMA Live Skype, I think it is, isn't it? Yes.
Outlook.com.
Outlook.com. So I forgot that bit as well.
Sweets for all. Seren's Sweet Shop. Lord Seren.
Yeah, Lord Seren. Yes.
Come and visit us in New Watford Market. It's at Unit 5. You will see the yellow, red, and the Sweets for All. He's got his own shirt with Sweets for All on there now.
Yeah,
honestly, guys, we've tasted the produce for poison. Obviously, we've poison tested some of the produce. I've probably tested most of the. It's what a good friend does. I've tested poison tested some of his sweets. They're definitely not poisonous. So get down to Unit 5. I'm still here, so come and visit him, New Watford Market, Unit 5. And we've got the flyers. We'll post them up on the forum. You can give him a call because he gets very lonely there if it's not busy. But players go there as well, apparently. So if you really want to meet players or just basically just stalking them, just go to the Sweets for All. So go see hello to
everybody. I think we will do this. Don't forget, guys, these wonderful cups. Contact Mr. Graham Laycock. They are fantastic. They're basically called, it says on them, the day I stopped loving Watford is the day I stopped breathing. And it was this was all started after he tragically lost his daughter to epilepsy, and also she was pregnant with her first child as well at the time. So all the proceeds from these go straight to the epilepsy charity to try and fund new treatments and everything to try and help get a cure. $7.99, very fast delivery, postage as well. Honestly, contact Graham if you would like one, and he will sort one out for you.
Yeah.
I think I just about got all that in for.
I posted before, we are in association with WD18, the Watford Fans Channel. Like, share and subscribe. Get all the post-match fan interviews. You get pre-match talk. They've also done answer your questions features now. So get onto the YouTube, type in WD18 and have a look there, guys. And they've got over, 1,000 subscribers as well. Yeah, we'll talk to the link. What's that? Oh, right. Stuart, TMA live at outlook.com. Post it. Type it up there, mate. Yeah. I'll put you up on here, mate. So I'll open up Skype now. So if anyone wants to do it in the future as well, type in TMA live at outlook.com. Send me a friend request on there. I will accept it. And then all you got to do is press audio call. All right, guys, it's as simple as that. So I'm just waiting for him to message. Well, Stuart, I will think, but we'll carry on talking anyway. But right, the non-league roundup, because we really need to try and get this done. Right, the non-league roundup.
Non-league roundup. I'm probably going to have to do it quick because if Stuart's going to
we've got 15 minutes.
We've got 15 minutes. Right, okay, I don't have to go
Stuart,
quick.
Stuart, we'll get you on shortly. We'll do the non-league roundup first, mate, and then we'll get you on.
Right. Yesterday, Hemel, I was up there. Great performance. Well, not in the first half because it could have been a cricket score. But eventually, after going a goal down, battled back to win 3-1. Jordan Parks on the score sheet. He scored a wonderful free kick.
He almost hit you, didn't he?
Yes, he did actually hit me in the first half. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. It's very funny. You'll all laugh. But yeah, Jordan Parks scored a great free kick, bent it right under the wall, straight into the bottom corner. Fantastic. Attendance yesterday, 521. It was a magnificent turnout to see so many people up there. Also in that league, St Albans played yesterday. They won by 2-1. 509 turned up down there. In their league, Hemel is still in seventh place, still in the playoffs. St Albans are now up to 4th in the playoffs as well. So it's proper getting tight up there. I can't tell you how tight it's getting. If you do want to look, go out and buy this, the non-league paper. You cannot beat this paper. It is fantastic. All your non-league stuff in there gives you match reports and everything. So only about £1.50 as well, and it's a very good
Oh,
read.
non-league newspapers quality.
Yeah. Some other games. Bournemouth played yesterday. They went down by 2-0. FA Trophy semi-final yesterday. Local club Wealdstone at the second leg of the semi-final. They unfortunately went down 2-0, 3-0 on aggregate, so they did not make it to the final. But big attendance down there yesterday, 2,008.
Wow.
That's very good. That is
a great
very
attendance.
impressive.
Can you have a quick chat with Stu?
Yeah.
Because he's saying about...
Yeah.
Just moving on to some of the other guys, some of the other teams from around there who played. Kings Langley were at home yesterday, attendance of 160, drew 2-2 with Tiverton Town. That was goalless at half time, by the way. So they finished 2-2. That sprung into life. Chesham went down by a whopping 6-0 at home yesterday. Bad day at the office for them, an attendance of 402. Dunstable Town had a local derby with Hitchin. Hitchin ran out 4-0 winners. But in that league, Kings Langley are 21st, Chesham are 7th, Hitchin are 11th, and Dunstable are 23rd. But, you know, I don't know actually how the relegation thing's happening, because they're meant to be doing a complete rejig of the leagues at the end of the season. And then just a couple more. There was AFC Dunstable won 7-0 yesterday. Aylesbury lost 3-0 to Hanwell. Cambridge City beat Aylesbury United by 1-0. Northwood went down at home 3-2 to Beaconsfield Town. Now, just a quick one, just to quickly finish this one off. 2 games are coming up, right? Tuesday night, if you are in the Hemel area, get down to Vauxhall Road, because Hemel are back in action again on Tuesday. This is a rearranged game because it was called off a few weeks ago because of a waterlogged pitch. They are at home to Bath City
That's a good
on
game.
Tuesday night. It is a massive, massive game.
Yeah.
So if you've got nothing to do, I think England might be playing, but quite frankly, who
definitely.
wants to watch them?
Definitely go to Hemel then, isn't it?
Get down to Hemel. It's a 7:45 kickoff. It's £12 for adults. I know that much. I can never remember what it is for the rest. But honestly, get down there.
Oh, 12
That
quid.
is a lot of money.
I know.
But go and watch the Hemel. Go and watch the Tudors.
Go and watch the Tudors, because we had, like I say, there's 5 ex-Watford players there. Unfortunately, only one of them was on. No, Hoskins come on yesterday as well.
Well, Hoskins was on there.
And then also another Hemel game. Bank Holiday Monday, 3 o'clock. This is a massive one because it's classified now as a local derby. It is Hemel v Wealdstone. 3 o'clock at Vauxhall Road. If you're off work on Easter Monday and you're not seeing the family, or you're not doing it, or you're just going to be sitting home doing nothing, come down to Vauxhall Road, because I'm going to be there because I'm going to go to work for once.
Signing autographs.
Yeah, I will be signing autographs. So yeah, like I say, 3 o'clock, Bank Holiday Monday at home to Wealdstone. Tuesday night, 7:45, Hemel at home to Bath City. If you can get down there, it'd be great. It'd be great to see you. Cheer the boys on, because they are really going for the playoff push.
Yeah, well done, mate.
And they are in the playoffs as well. So, you know, come down, be the 12th man, and just get behind them and just...
With your 12 quid.
Yeah, with your 12 quid as well. That's
quid,
a bit of a cliche, that one.
12 man with the 12 quid. Go and see the Hemel boys. Right, Watford ladies got defeated. This is official from Dave Quick, so I'm not mucking this one up either. As we do. Watford ladies were defeated by the Villa ladies 3-0. Goals from Hassel, Hutton and Merrick in the FA Women's League 2 at Kings Langley today. So unlucky Watford ladies. You know, it's an odd league. You know, I'll give them their due. They have a decent go, don't they? I know Mr. Kiff turned up to that as well. Okay. Yes, so if the Clifton is about, do give us a shout out, mate, and tell us how it got on. I know a few people did turn up. Right, Ashby St Eve. Look, this young man here, the young man has got the Deany shirt. Super Darren Grimley.
Shut up.
Yes, Dan, we have put in the
free kick wall.
Yeah, they forced me to put it on.
Right, go to Ashby St Eve on Google, and it's usually the first link that pops up. Click on there. It's got Watford superhero t-shirts. It's got souvenirs and other stuff as well, and loads of other clubs. So if you want to get another superhero one from another club, you can go on there and buy your t-shirts there. Quick, fast delivery. Contact Jim if you any more information. You can either go, like say, Google Ashby St Eve, or speak to Jim Cook or Lord Seren. And give them your ideas as well, because you can get stuff like branded t-shirts and all that sort of stuff as well. So get in touch with them guys, Ashby St Eve. Watford Woody with the Happy Hornet. Remember, fast track delivery with all the Hornet sponsored gear. Watford, speak to Watford Steve, or go to Happy Hornet on Facebook, and he's got all the links and all the discounts and everything like that. It's like straight out Watford, straight out Vicarage Road. Jackets, I know, like we said, we banged on before. The main two are two co-presenters on Thursday. Have got their merchandise as well, so we'll probably force one of them to wear it again. But yeah, go on to Happy Hornet and yeah, just buy your stuff. Like I say, Ashby St Eve as well. So
right, Stuart's having difficulty with Skype. I've told him to, if he's got you as on Facebook, to do messenger calls.
Yeah, just Facebook audio, mate, and we'll get you on. We've got about 5 minutes, mate, so we'll quickly get you on for a couple of minutes, and then we'll go and wrap this up, mate. All right? Or if not, mate, I'll speak to you. I'll speak to you in the week, and you could be the main one on Thursday, mate. And we will get you on. I do promise, mate. We will definitely get you on, because I know you said this last week as well, and we unfortunately couldn't. But let's see if I can in fact, actually search him as well.
Bjorn's asked me for my autograph, and I'll kindly agree to that. So
50 quid, Bjorn. You know.
You're foot.
Very funny.
Yes.
Yes, Surrey have got great non-league paper. Les has put great clubs, would recommend them, and for a good cause. Yeah, most definitely. Like I say, guys, you really can't go wrong with those cups as well. So,
right, let's see if we can get him on. Right, here we go, Stuart. Well, I'm ringing you now, mate.
Hello, Paul and the boys. How are you?
Hey, Stuart, how are you?
Hello, boys. How are they?
Yeah, not bad, mate. We'll keep this for a couple of minutes, mate. But what I'll do is I will ring you back up on Thursday, and we'll get you to talk more in depth about Saturday's game as well. All right?
Please, God. Please, God.
How many points do you reckon we'll get for the next 4 games?
The next 4 games. Okay, right. Okay. On the board, what have we got left? We've got Huddersfield. We've got Palace. Who else is remaining?
Burnley and Bournemouth. We've got Bournemouth first on Saturday.
Oh, okay. So next up is who?
Bournemouth.
Okay, 1 point. That's a draw.
Okay, Burnley.
That's another point.
Okay.
That boys makes it safe.
Yeah, the 2 points. Yeah. Okay. What about Huddersfield away?
Yeah, makes. That I will find very, very difficult, because they'll be fighting for points, for points, right?
And points as well.
Probably. I think we'll lose it.
You reckon? Okay. What about Palace at home after?
Okay. Palace is going to be the one. That is going to be a draw.
You get draw, so 3 points.
Yeah, that's the 3 points out of 4 games.
You reckon? Well, we'll be unbeaten. We'll get one defeat out of 3, so you can look at it that way.
Yeah, no,
I mean, because of the indifferent seasons that we've had, lads, right? We've had the Silver situation.
Yep.
We've got Gracias there now, okay? And he's basically steadying the ship, right? You've got burnout players, which is Richarlison.
Yep.
Which were dynamic players up from the first part of the season, okay? They're just burnt out. And this seems to be the trend over the last couple of seasons. We seem to get to the safety mark of 40 points, and then we just fall apart.
Yeah.
I think next season, I think we'll go to the next level. I know I'm banging on about Andre Gray, and I know that, and the guys, thank you very much for supporting me over this. But we need to be looking at better caliber players.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, to make that next step forward, isn't it? Yeah.
whether it be players coming from leagues below us, or if we're looking at European leagues, we need to bring those caliber players